Just uploaded behind me here. Just uploaded episode 1, which is good. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I'm pretty happy with it. You have to let me know what you think.
Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 2, and yes, it sounds like I'm a little croaky today. So I've woken up this morning and I've got a cold. That's the worst. I actually woke up this morning, I had almost no voice, so that's cool. But I wanted to talk to you today about really what it takes to keep going when things are hard, right? So let me tell you where my business started and what it sort of took to get to the next level and the next level and the next level, to continually get breakthrough. If you go back through archive of video that I've filmed and blogs that I've written and stories that I've told, you'll realize that I didn't just turn up today and decide that this is something I was going to do and be good at it and get known for it. So I started this business. In fact, let me just rewind a little bit. I had a previous business, and even rewind before that, I didn't have any business. So 2003, I picked up my family, my 2 very young kids, my wife, and moved from Melbourne in Victoria to Tasmania. And I didn't know a thing about Tassie. I thought Tasmania was perhaps should be closed down and used as storage for the rest of Australia. I had no idea. So I turned up down here and I was working for this multinational company, and I had to go and visit all these businesses. I still had no idea, but it was everywhere I went, I was getting knocked back. Every person I went to see, I was getting knocked back.
Okay, so let's talk really quickly about excuses. Now, you probably don't think you make excuses because you're an adult, and adults don't make excuses. Excuses are for kids, right? So what do we call excuses as adults? Well, we call them reasons, and there's some big ones. And one of the reasons that things don't get done when you're an adult and you're in business, one of the reasons is that you don't have any time to do stuff. You're always so busy. But I call BS on that. You know, I've got as many reasons or excuses as you've got or anyone else has got to not get stuff done. So what's missing? Why do you have, let me just do this real quick. Why do you have the right, or why do you have better excuses than anyone else? What is it about you in your life that makes what's going on with you so special that you don't have time when you've got other people that perhaps they're busy as well? Why do they have time when you don't? Well, the simple answer is that it comes down to what you make important, what you decide is important, and what you decide you're going to do. After you make those decisions, it's about the action steps you take and how you implement from what you've made a decision on. So if you're not getting the results that you want in your business or your life, it's real simple. All you gotta do is make bigger decisions and decisions that you can stick to. So let me give you an example. It's what time now? I know, 8 minutes to 2 in the afternoon. I'm here in Bellerive, beautiful. Decided I want to go for a walk, got a bit of a cold today. That's okay. I don't need sympathy or pity. maybe I just need some cold and flu tablets. So, but I'm running a webinar at 2:30. So I could say that I didn't have time to go out for a walk, or I could say that I didn't have time to create some interesting content for tomorrow, or I could say a bunch of stuff. But what I've done instead, I've made a decision. G'day mate, how are you? What I've done instead is I've made a decision to take some action and get it done. Because you make it important and it happens. What you make important will turn up. And then what you do is you live your life excuse free. But maybe you're saying yes to things you shouldn't be saying yes to. You know, one of the most powerful tools in business is the word no. Maybe it's your organization that's letting you down. Maybe it's the structure of your business that's letting you down. Maybe you're doing so much stuff based on so much distraction in your life that you can't be focused. I don't know where you're at. You can go ahead and tell me in the comments below where you're at. You might have a well-justified reason. You might say, okay, well, I can't do what I want to do because of a medical reason, or you might have something going on that I don't know about. But it still comes back to decisions. How do we make these decisions? Well, these decisions that come from our thoughts move up a step, and they come from what we believe about ourselves, our capabilities, our business, who we are to other people, and so on. Let me just show you this real quick. See if I can flip this camera around. Can I do that? Can I master technology today? Can't even see. Behind me there, over that shoulder there, that's where I'm having my business breakthrough event. Blundstone Arena. It's kind of cool. So, got notifications coming up on my phone. What was I talking about? Okay, decisions. High level thoughts, beliefs. What it really comes down to is what I said before. Find what's important to you in your life. And then if it's important enough, nothing will get in the way of it happening. Nothing will get in the way of it turning up for you. So why don't you ask yourself this question right now? What's important to you? What are you making excuses for? Who are you making excuses for? What could you get done today if you didn't have the reasons hanging around you?
I guess, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, a guy called Peter, and we were talking about patience, as I was talking about in yesterday's video. And he sort of pointed out that maybe it's not patience as much as it is resilience. To get the breakthrough that you need, you absolutely need, you need resilience. So what does that look like? Well, that looks like perhaps getting knocked down 7 times and getting up 8. Well, how do you do that? You have to be so steadfast on what it is that you're setting out to do. So you have to know with absolute certainty that what you're doing is right, and you can't have any excuses, you can't blame anyone, you can't put your head in the sand. It's hard. It's going to be hard, and it'll continue to be hard, and anyone that tells you it's easy is lying to your face. If you want to push through and get breakthrough in business, get ready for some pain, some real pain, some emotional pain, because it will hurt. When I started this particular part of my business, I didn't have any money, nothing, not a cent. In fact, I was $50,000 in my personal assets in debt, and we're about $500,000 to $600,000 in debt in total. But I just knew I had to do this. I knew I had to get out and do something. And when you've got no income, no clients, no friggin' clue, when you're at rock bottom, didn't even own a suit that fitted me. I had threadbare shirts. When you're at that point and you've got nothing to lose, that's when you do your best work. So here's what I want you to do today. Write a letter to yourself, not yourself now, but write a letter to yourself in 10 years or 5 years or whatever it is, but write it as who you are now, and write down what it feels like for wherever you're at. Now, if you feel like giving up at the moment, I get you, I understand that, but I don't want you to. You've got to push through. You've got to make a decision to push through. But you can make promises to me, you can make promises to your friends, to your family, you can make promises to anyone you like, but you need to make a promise to yourself. Now, once you write it down, it becomes a contract. So I want you to do this. Write a letter to yourself, to your future self. Tell yourself, your future self, that you're not going to give up. And you might think it sounds a bit, mumbo jumbo or whatever, and you don't have to do a damn thing. But if you really want to get some breakthrough, if you want to make sure that you don't make any excuses, that you don't blame anybody else outside of you, that you don't have your head in the sand, and that your future turns up, make this promise to the, 2020 version of yourself, to the 2030, whenever you're watching this, it's 2017 right now. Write it down. Dear your first name. I am now sitting in my house or in my office and I'm feeling great or like crap or however it is you're feeling. And here's where I want to go. Here's where I want to take you. Here's where I think I'll meet you. Write this letter down, put it in an archive, give it to a friend, whatever, and open it on the date that you said you'll get there. I can't be, and your coach or whoever, your mum, your wife, your husband, whatever, no one else can be your accountability except for you. So be accountable to yourself. Write it down. You have no excuses. You'll push through. You'll remember that you've made that promise and you'll keep going. Cool? Right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, before we head off, I hope you liked today's video. I know it was a bit segmented all over the place. Excuse the sniffling. I want you to subscribe and make sure you don't miss anything. All right. It's great, guys. Talk to you soon.